till Joe watch the stream. Yeah, I'm trying to get Joe game. I'm searching.
This is Super Bowl 60, and we've got an outstanding matchup on tap. Tonight, it is all on the line to play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the AFC champion Kansas City Chiefs taking on the NFC champions, the Detroit Lions. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. To the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They go play action. Now Mahomes. It's Kelsey on the ground. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. And Charles, one of the big stories this week, the head coach of this offense looking to really cement his name among the legends of all time by winning a 4th Super Bowl title.
And to me, partner, you just have to marvel at the way he brings his teams back to the Super Bowl time and time again. If he can win this 4th title, what a capper that would be to a brilliant career. Reputation as a big game coach, absolutely cemented with a victory in this one.
To throw, it's Mahomes. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. His second catch of the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a first down.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
They'll work for the first time with Saquon Barkley. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. And score that one for one of the league's best, Jalen Ramsey, getting the tackle for loss. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss.
Attack! Hey, 43. Hey, rip list. 15.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. And Xavier Worthy with a first touchdown of the Super Bowl and a long one at that. And the Chiefs are on the board first here this afternoon. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Looking to put a drive together. First run of the game for Jahmyr Gibbs, the Alabama product. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Throwing is Williams. He gets this out wide to Gibbs. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 15 yards for the Lions there on a first down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
To the air, Williams. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, this defense, they've been terrific all year, and they come through with a pick six here on the game's biggest stage.
Perfect descriptor there, because we have seen this time and time again. This defense, their ability to take the ball away from teams, they definitely have the nose for the football, and it pays off again on that play.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as these guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing after the interception, Williams. Man, and he hits him in stride. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and a yard. Gibbs straight ahead. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 7 yards there and a first down. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit, and find our way back into this game.
Working out of the gun, Williams. Pass incomplete.
That was a nice job defensively of disguising their coverage and making it difficult for the quarterback to lock in on the receiver, and it results in an incomplete pass.
Here's 2nd and 10. To throw, it's Williams. That one let go deep for Laporta. Oh, his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Derwin James with a pick.
I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack, because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every other.
And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. And Xavier Worthy, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Chiefs will add to their first quarter lead here in this Super Bowl. Extra point by Butker is on target. And it's now 21-0.
21. Lions, nothing. Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. Hill is going to take it out of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. And a short pickup to about the 25.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
To throw, Williams. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
It's a gain of 23 yards. And the Lions first down.
Here's Williams. Finds Gibbs on the check down. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, short tackle.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down. We've got a lot more ahead of us here in Super Bowl 60. 2nd quarter coming your way next. 21-0 our score. The NFL on EA Sports continues right after this message. And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That one let go deep for Laporta. A nightmare in the first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
Hey, 15. Long right. 15. Hey, Sunday.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. Terry McLaurin, 38 yards. And the Chiefs continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl. Extra point by Butker is on target. And a rout is on here in this first half.
Lions nothing. Harrison Butker and a kickoff for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Looking to throw is Williams. Middle of the field to Jefferson. Stop shy of the 45. Showed off a nice little move on the play, though. They need two. Here's third down. Looking to throw. Williams. Had his hands on it. Couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
They'll go. Here's Williams. He's going to look deep down the field. And that is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Chiefs will have the football back in excellent field position.
Yellow, yellow. 43, 43. Yellow, go, 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 go. Here we go, 15. Attack, attack.
Mahomes going to throw. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
15. Hey, Riblet, Riblet. 15. Hey, Riblet. Nice hit.
Now here's Mahomes. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Yellow. Nice hit.
Now Mahomes. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that...
And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Terry McLaurin, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Chiefs are starting to open things up here in this Super Bowl. Extra point by Butker is on target. And a rout is on here in this first half.
35. Lions nothing. Harrison Butker and a kickoff for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line to the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on fourth down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it, sometimes...
Touchdown, Detroit! Jahmyr Gibbs, 65 yards. And the Lions are able to claw one back. Extra point forthcoming. And he converts, and it cuts the lead to 35-7.
The score, Chiefs 35, Lions 7.
Well, it is still a lopsided score, so they're going to try a second quarter onside kick. And they got it. They recovered it. Wait, hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down. Well, CD, you understand. I mean, they're so eager trying to get back in this game here in the fourth quarter, but they touched that one a little too early before it went 10 yards.
Brandon, in such a high-stakes scenario, everyone's feeling the pressure on this play. The special teams coordinator, which one is he going to pick in terms of kicks? Can the kicker execute it? Can the team wait for 10 yards? So many variables, and in this case, they didn't get it done.
It's a gain of 27 yards. That's good play, Kansas City Chiefs. First down.
Throwing now is Mahomes. That's going to be caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the one. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Now a timeout called for by the defense. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
Yellow.
Mahomes now on the sneak. And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. The sneak successful from a yard out. And the Chiefs are starting to pour it on